Welcome to Healthier Daily. I'm Dr. Ben Carter. I want you to picture a scenario that unfortunately I know many of you are living through right now. It is 3:47 in the morning. You were asleep, but suddenly your eyes snap open. You are wide awake. You stare at the ceiling. You look at the clock. And even though you haven't moved a muscle, your heart is pounding like you just ran a marathon. You try to relax, you try to close your eyes, but your mind is racing. You feel a strange sense of panic or alertness. Why? Because at that exact moment, your cortisol levels, your body's main stress hormone, have just spiked 400% higher than they should be. This is not a typo. That is a massive unnatural surge. Normally between 10 Southern PM and 4 AM, your cortisol should be flat. It should be quiet. That is when your brain cleans itself. That is when your memories are saved. But when you wake up with that jolt, it means your cortisol curve has flipped upside down. Your body thinks it is in immediate danger. And here is the terrifying part. Every time this happens, you are not just losing sleep. You are aging your brain. You are spiking your blood pressure. Research shows that doing this for years doubles your risk of stroke and memory loss. Now, most people try to fix this with sleeping pills or melatonin, but that is like trying to put out a fire with a hammer. It doesn't work. Today, we are going to show you a completely different way. We have found 6 powerful, natural 1 tablespoon solutions from simple powders to golden liquids that can lower that cortisol spike in minutes. But to use them correctly, you have to stop guessing. You have to know why you woke up. To help us do that, Dr. Hinohara is here with a philosophy that changes everything about how we view insomnia.
Thank you, Dr. Ben. Yes, the fear is the worst part. My patients lie in bed angry at their bodies. They think, why won't my body let me sleep? Why is it fighting me? I want to tell you something important. Your body is not fighting you. It is trying to save you. I want you to imagine your body at night as a high-security building. When you go to sleep, you lock the doors. You turn off the lights. The night shift. Your repair cells comes out to work. The building is supposed to be quiet, but this building has a very sensitive security alarm. That alarm is cortisol. When you wake up at 3 AM with your heart pounding, that is the security alarm ringing. The sirens are blaring. The floodlights are on. Why? Because a sensor was tripped. Something inside the building went wrong, and your body flooded you with energy cortisol to save you from the danger. The mistake most people make is just trying to smash the siren with a sleeping pill. But the sensor is still tripped. To fix this, you must become a sleep detective. You must ask, which sensor tripped? Was it sensor 1? The empty fuel tank? Did your blood sugar drop? Was it sensor 2? The overheated system? Is your body temperature or nerve tension too high? Or was it sensor 3? The system? Glitch is inflammation causing a false alarm.
That is the perfect framework, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to give you the sleep detective protocol. We will help you identify which sensor is waking you up, and then give you the exact 1 tablespoon cure to turn that specific sensor off. Before we start with sensor 1, we want to hear from you. Is this 3 AM wake-up call something you experience? Do you feel that heart-pounding alertness in the middle of the night? If you do, please just type alarm in the comments below. It helps us know we are helping the right people. And if you are ready to stop fighting your body and start turning off the alarm, now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button. Let's get started.
Welcome back. We are now entering the control room of your body. We need to find out which sensor tripped the alarm and woke you up at 3:47 a.m. Let's look at sensor 1, the empty fuel tank. How do you know if this is your problem? When you wake up, do you feel a sudden gnawing hunger? Do you feel a little shaky? Or perhaps you have a cold sweat on your forehead. Do you feel hollow inside? If you said yes, your body did not wake you up to annoy you. It woke you up because it thinks you are starving to death. Your liver ran out of fuel and your brain hit the panic button.
That is exactly right. This is a phenomenon involving your liver glycogen. Think of your liver as a battery that stores energy sugar to keep your brain running while you sleep. But that battery is small. It only holds enough fuel for about 4 to 6 hours. If you ate dinner at 6:00 p.m., by 2:00 or 3:00 a.m., that battery is empty. When the battery dies, your brain has a crisis. It needs fuel now. So it screams at your adrenal glands to release adrenaline and cortisol. Why? Because these stress hormones force your body to release stored sugar into the blood. It saves your life, but it also jolts you awake with a racing heart and sweat. You are literally waking up on an adrenaline shot.
So how do we stop this? We have 2 different spoons for this sensor. One is a brake prevention, and one is a reserve tank fuel.
Let's start with the brake. This is Solution 1 Raw Apple Cider Vinegar 6. This sounds strange. Vinegar before bed. But the science is incredible. A study from Arizona State University found that taking 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in warm water before bed stabilized blood sugar levels by 4% the next morning. Here is how it works. The acetic acid in the vinegar acts like a speed limit for your digestion. It slows down how fast your body burns through your dinner. Instead of burning all your fuel by 2:00 a.m., the vinegar helps that energy stretch out. It prevents the crash. If you are someone who eats a carb-heavy dinner pasta bread, this is your spoon. It flattens the curve so the alarm never rings.
But what if you didn't eat enough? What if your battery is just too small? Then you need the reserve tank.
This brings us to the most controversial yet effective solution, Solution 2 Raw Honey 2. I know. Dr. Ben isn't sugar bad before bed. Usually, yes. But raw honey is special. It has a perfect 1-to-1 ratio of fructose to glucose. This specific ratio is the exact chemical key required to restock your liver glycogen without spiking your blood sugar dangerously high. The opponent's video mentioned Scottish researchers who found this reduces cortisol. Here is why taking 1 tablespoon of raw honey right before bed acts like a time-release energy capsule. It gives your liver just enough fuel to keep the battery running until breakfast. If the battery stays on, the brain stays calm, and the cortisol alarm never rings.
So you must choose your spoon wisely. If you ate a big, heavy dinner and you wake up sweating, try the vinegar, the brake to stabilize the sugar. If you ate a light dinner or you're on a diet and you wake up feeling hollow and hungry, try the honey, the reserve tank, to keep the engine running.
That is how you turn off sensor 1. You keep the fuel tank stable. But what if you wake up and you are not hungry? What if you wake up feeling hot, restless, and your mind is racing with a million thoughts? That is not a fuel problem. That is an overheating problem. That is sensor 2.
Welcome back. We are still in the control room looking for the cause of your 3:00 a.m. wake-up call. We checked sensor 1 fuel and the tank is full. You are not hungry, you are not shaky, but you are wide awake and you feel wired, you feel hot. You're kicking off the covers 1 minute, pulling them back the next. Your mind is running a marathon. It is replaying a conversation from 1995. It is worrying about tomorrow. It simply will not shut off. This is sensor 2, the overheated system. In our building metaphor, this means the air conditioning has broken and the electrical wires are sparking. Your body is physically too hot and your nervous system is vibrating with tension.
This is a fascinating physiological trigger. Most people don't know this, but for you to stay in deep sleep, your core body temperature must drop by about 2 degrees. If your cortisol is high, it keeps your temperature up. It keeps the furnace burning. And when your brain gets too hot, it wakes you up. It thinks you are in a fever state or danger. So how do we cool down the building and calm the wires? We have 2 powerful powders for this. The first is the one most powerful substance on the opponent's list, Solution 3 glycine powder. This is a simple amino acid that tastes sweet like sugar, but it is not sugar. The Japanese study on this was groundbreaking. They found that 1 tablespoon, about 3 grams of glycine, taken before bed, does something amazing. It triggers peripheral vasodilation. That is a fancy way of saying it opens the vents in your hands and feet. It forces your body to dump heat. It lowers your core temperature rapidly. It essentially tricks your brain into thinking it is time to hibernate.
It is the chemical coolant. If you are the person who wakes up sweating or kicking off the sheets, glycine is your spoon.
But what if the problem isn't heat? What if it's that racing mind? The worry that means your nervous system wires are buzzing. They lack the insulation to stay calm. This brings us to Solution 4 magnesium glycinate powder. We have talked about magnesium before, but the form here is everything. You want the glycinate form. Why? Because as the opponent said, cheap magnesium like oxide just works in your gut and gives you diarrhea. Magnesium glycinate crosses the blood-brain barrier. It gets into the control room. It blocks the stress receptors in your brain. It calms the monkey mind. And since 84% of seniors are deficient in magnesium, this deficiency is literally forcing your body into fight or flight mode all night long. You are trying to sleep while your body is screaming, "Danger!"
I remember Robert, the retired mechanic from Phoenix. He told me, "Dr. Hinohara, my brain just won't stop spinning." He thought he was going crazy. He wasn't crazy. He was magnesium deficient. He started taking 1 tablespoon of magnesium glycinate powder in warm water before bed. Within 3 nights, the spinning stopped. He gave his brain the off switch it was missing.
So for sensor 2, the choice is clear. If you wake up hot and restless, use glycine to cool the body. If you wake up worried and wired, use magnesium glycinate to calm the mind. And yes, because they are related, you can even combine them safely.
We love our Healthier Daily family, and it brings us great joy to see our community grow. We would be so grateful if you would tell us in the comments, do you suffer from the hot body at night or the racing mind? Which one is your enemy? We read every comment. Welcome back. We have checked the fuel tank sensor 1 and the temperature sensor 2. But what if everything seems fine? You are not hungry. You are not hot. But you still wake up at 3:00 a.m., feeling a deep sense of anxiety or discomfort. The alarm is ringing, but there is no intruder. This is sensor 3, the system glitch. In our high-security building, this is like a faulty wire that keeps tripping the alarm for no reason. Or it is a small fire inflammation in the basement that is triggering the smoke detector. Your body is sensing a threat that isn't really there. It thinks you are in danger because your stress thermostat is broken or because you are in pain.
This is the most complex sensor, but we have two incredibly powerful spoons to fix it. Let's start with the broken thermostat. This is when your HPO axis, your body's stress control center, gets stuck in the on position. You wake up feeling anxious, doomed, or like you forgot to do something important. For this, we need Solution 5 Ashwagandha Root Powder 3. Now I know the name is hard to pronounce, but think of it as a software patch for your brain. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. That means it doesn't just sedate you, it recalibrates your stress sensors. The opponent's video cited a study where it lowered cortisol by 44%. That is massive. It literally teaches your adrenal glands. This is not an emergency. You can stand down. If you wake up feeling wired and worried for no reason, putting 1 tablespoon of ashwagandha powder into warm milk, often called moon milk, acts like a system reset. It stops the false alarm.
But what if the alarm is real? What if the danger is pain? Many seniors wake up because of stiff joints, aching hips, or silent inflammation. Pain is stress. When you are in pain, your body releases cortisol to fight the inflammation. You need a fire extinguisher for your joints.
That is the perfect job for Solution 6 Tart Cherry Juice Concentrate 4. Please note we mean the concentrate, the thick syrup-like liquid. You only need 1 tablespoon. This is a dual-action miracle. The fire extinguisher. It is packed with anthocyanins. These are powerful anti-inflammatories. They soothe the ache that wakes you up. The sleep hormone. It is one of the few food sources of natural melatonin. Synthetic melatonin pills can be like a sledgehammer. They knock you out and leave you groggy. But tart cherry provides a gentle, natural signal that says it is dark. It is safe. Sleep. The study from Louisiana State University was shocking. Seniors gained 84 minutes of extra sleep. That is nearly an hour and a half. Why? Because they put out the fire pain and replaced the missing hormone melatonin at the same time.
So, for sensor 3, you must listen to the quality of your wake-up. If you wake up anxious and scared, use ashwagandha to reset the thermostat. If you wake up achy and stiff, use tart cherry to put out the fire.
This is what it means to be a sleep detective. You are not just taking a pill to knock yourself out. You are listening to the alarm, finding the cause, and fixing it. We are halfway through our protocol. We really want to connect with you. In the comments below, tell us, when you wake up at night, is it the worry, anxiety, or the ache pain? Which one is your system glitch?
Welcome back. We have now uncovered all 6 of the 1 tablespoon solutions. We have the fuel stabilizers vinegar and honey. We have the cooling agents glycine and magnesium. And we have the system resetters ashwagandha and tart cherry. But now my patients often ask me, Dr. Hinohara, should I take all 6 of them every night? The answer is no. You are not a pharmacy. You are a sleep detective. You must treat the specific cause of your wake-up call. If you take everything at once, you will confuse your body and probably upset your stomach.
That is the key. You have to match the spoon to the symptom. So let's create your personal decision tree. I want you to think about your last bad night of sleep. How did you feel when you woke up? Profile 1. The starving sleeper symptoms. You wake up feeling hollow, shaky, or with a gnawing hunger. Maybe you are on a diet or eat dinner very early. Your spoon raw honey. Why you need to top off the fuel tank. 1 tablespoon right before bed prevents the low fuel alarm. Profile 2. The hot sleeper symptoms. You wake up kicking off the blankets. You are sweating. You feel physically restless. Your spoon glycine powder. Why you need to open the vents. Glycine lowers your core body temperature so you can stay in deep sleep. Profile 3. The wired worrier symptoms. You wake up and your brain immediately starts making to-do lists. You are replaying arguments. You feel buzzing. Your spoon magnesium glycinate. Why you need to calm the nervous system. Magnesium blocks the stress receptors that are keeping you alert. Profile 4. The achy and anxious symptoms. You wake up stiff, your knees hurt, or you wake up with a vague sense of doom and anxiety. Your spoon tart cherry juice for pain or ashwagandha for anxiety. Why you need to put out the fire of inflammation or reset the stress thermostat.
This is how you listen to your body. But, Dr. Ben, what if someone fits 2 profiles? What if they are hot and worried? Can we combine them?
Yes, in fact, some of these work better together. Here are 2 golden combinations that are safe to try. Combo 1, the deep sleep cocktail mix. 1 tablespoon of magnesium glycinate, plus 1 tablespoon of glycine powder in warm water. Why they work synergistically. The magnesium relaxes the mind and the glycine cools the body. It is a powerful double down on relaxation. Combo 2, the anti-inflammatory nightcap mix. 1 tablespoon of tart cherry concentrate plus 1 tablespoon of magnesium glycinate. Why the tart cherry fights the pain, inflammation, and the magnesium relaxes the tight muscles. This is perfect for seniors with arthritis who wake up from pain.
But a word of caution. Start with 1. Pick the one that matches your biggest symptom. Try it for 3 nights. See if the alarm stops ringing. If it works, stick with it. If it doesn't, try the next spoon on your list. Be patient. You are retraining your security system.
Exactly. You are looking for the key that turns off your specific alarm. Once you find it, you don't need to guess anymore. So let's take a step back. We started this video with a terrifying image, waking up at 3:00 a.m., heart pounding, mind racing, feeling like your body is fighting you. But now you have a different perspective. You know that your body is not broken. It is just a high security building with a sensitive alarm system. The opponent's video gave you a random list of 6 foods, but you now have the sleep detective protocol. You know how to identify which sensor is tripping the alarm, and you have the specific 1 tablespoon tool to turn it off. Let's review your toolkit. If the alarm is empty fuel, hunger, cheer shaky, you use honey or vinegar. If the alarm is overheating, hot cheer wired, you use glycine or magnesium. If the alarm is system glitch, anxiety, cheers, pain, you use ashwagandha or tart cherry.
This is the power of wisdom. When you stop guessing, you stop panicking. And when you stop panicking, your cortisol drops and you go back to sleep. But I must leave you with one final piece of advice. These 1 tablespoon solutions are wonderful fire extinguishers. They put out the fire once it starts. But the best security system is one where the alarm never rings at all. This is where sleep hygiene comes in. This is the foundation of the building. You must keep the building secure. Keep it dark. Light is a false alarm that wakes up your brain. Use blackout curtains. Keep it cool. Remember, you need to drop your temperature. Keep your bedroom at 65 to 68 degrees. Keep it quiet. Turn off the news and the blue light phones at least 1 hour before bed. Don't shake the wires before you try to sleep.
That is the perfect closing thought. The spoon fixes the spike, but the hygiene prevents it. If this sleep detective approach has given you hope that you can finally conquer those sleepless nights, please do us a great favor and hit that like button. It helps us reach more seniors who are suffering in silence. And please share this video. We all know someone who says, "I just can't sleep anymore because I'm old." That is a myth. They might just have a magnesium deficiency or a blood sugar crash. This video could be the answer they have been praying for. If you are not yet part of our Healthier Daily community, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. We are committed to bringing you these science-backed practical health guides every single week. And for our final detective question, which profile did you identify with the most? Are you the starving sleeper, the hot sleeper, or the wired worrier? We would love to read your story in the comments below. And as always, a final critical reminder. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Chronic insomnia can be a sign of other medical conditions like sleep apnea or thyroid disorders. Please consult your own doctor before adding new supplements like ashwagandha or glycine to your routine, especially if you are on prescription medications.
Thank you for joining us. Sleep is not a luxury. It is your body's time to heal. You deserve it. Be a wise detective. Be well.